Where there's smoke, there's an important lesson in fire safety, courtesy of the Overland Park Fire Department. High school students get the skills they need to work alongside laboratory researchers in Shawnee Mission's Biotechnology Signature Program. Middle school students who are seeing green look for ways they can make a difference. And The Shadow gives us a sneak peek at the district's newest addition. All on this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Welcome to Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. I'm your host, Leanne Neal. Would you know what to do if you awoke to a smoke-filled bedroom? Many East Antioch elementary students do. Check out how they're getting real when it comes to fire safety. Climbing out of a window isn't usually something that's encouraged in school. But on this day, it was part of a safety lesson that could one day save these students' lives.
And I'm here today with a great big house, just like you see here, to do a little bit of fire safety with you guys.
Members of the Overland Park Fire Department started the lesson inside, where students learned about the steps they need to take if there's a fire, as well as common fire hazards to look for in the kitchen.
We learned about how we shouldn't put stuff near the stove and in the toaster, and like how metal and electricity aren't friends.
After the quick lesson, students moved outside where they had a chance to put what they learned into practice in the fire safety trailer.
Now, what else in here is a bad thing that you see?
On the kitchen side, students had a chance to test what they had learned about hazards.
Beep, beep, what do you do? Okay.
The bedroom side gave students a chance to practice what to do if they ever awake to the sound of a fire alarm.
We were practicing if we had a fire in our house. We tried touching the door, so if it's hot, you're supposed to go out in the window. So if it's cold, it means you could go out of the door.
In this case, the door was hot, so each student got to practice the correct way to crawl out of a window, then go to an appointed meeting place.
I've set this up for like the past 3 years, and some of the students really don't have like a place to meet outside their house. They haven't learned some of the safety issues, and we practice our fire drills, but that's not the same as home. So we decided that it was important enough to have all of the third graders go through the routine of feeling the hot door, the hot knob, rolling out of the bed.
Next, students got some important hands-on practice actually calling for help.
We had to take turns calling 911 and telling them our address and telling them what's wrong. There's a fire in my house.
Well, I like the hands-on part of it. The kids can actually get in there and do the activities, climb out the window, crawl around on the floor. I think they remember it a little bit better when they can do it instead of just watch it.
For more information about fire safety or to schedule a fire safety visit, contact the Overland Park Fire Department. Shawnee Mission's Biotechnology Signature Program is so much more than CSI. Up next, find out how it's giving students the research skills they need to work in a professional laboratory.
Hi, I'm Morgan Thede, and I'm a 7th grader at Indian Hills Middle School. I read the book Seeing Sky Blue Pink by Candace Ransom. 8-year-old Maddie and her mother used to have perfect days in the city. They would go to the library and share a maple walnut sundae at Rudy's Diner. Maddie always got to rub the left hoof of the horse statue in the park for good luck. Now, Maddie has a new stepfather named Sam and lives in the country. He has a cat who can tell the weather, and Sam can build the best treehouse. Sam even believes in a color called sky blue pink. Maddie loves spending time with him and wants to be exactly like him. But she worries about one thing. She might never have perfect days with her mother again. I rate this book 3 out of 5 stars for its love of nature and adventure.
Welcome back. Shawnee Mission School District's signature programs offer advanced, specialized curriculum to high school students. One of these programs is Biotechnology, offered at Shawnee Mission West.
I heard about the biotechnology program through some friends, and I actually liked CSI, so I thought that's what it was about.
A lot of them come in with the idea that biotechnology is CSI type work, and they quickly learn that biotechnology, well, let's put it this way, if there's an industry that has a lab, we could train them in that lab. What biotechnology tries to do is use new equipment and new laboratory techniques to solve problems in living systems. I think my favorite part of the program is that it's hands-on. This is not teacher-centered, it's student-centered. The students are active participants in the program.
I think it's a great experience, and when I first heard about it, I thought it was kind of nerdy and kind of, who would want to do that? And then, I decided to do it, and it's just been a great experience, and I learned so much from this class and real-world application. It's a class I actually look forward to taking.
So in the Biotechnology Signature Program, the courses are designed to teach the students skills they need to work in a lab. So the students actually learn how to use lab equipment, pipettes, micropipettes. They learn how to use the equipment necessary to extract DNA and amplify DNA, those types of things.
No other class or any school in the district has anything like this. So this is just like extreme. We have people that come in all the time and they're just like, wow, you know this, you know that, you're extracting DNA?
Well, it's just kind of interesting that the small things you do in class that seem kind of trivial actually are important steps in doing research and things in the laboratory.
I think that the job shadow experience as a part of the signature program brings everything together. It's crucial, it's vital to the students understanding that what we do in the classroom is a direct response of what they would need to know how to do if they were working in industry or research. So the students go out twice a week. I try to pair them up with research scientists. For example, Dr. Fields, she's doing research on colon cancer, and she actually takes one of the students and works with them on her research.
They knew a lot more than what I expected them to. So when they came in and knew exactly how to work, a pipette, even as simple as that, a pipette, and knowing how to do some of the calculations, knowing how to work out of a biosafety hood, it was really tremendous, the knowledge that they already had brought to the table.
In class, you're just moving colored water around, or you're just mixing solutions and just to do a lab, and you don't really do anything with it. But when you get here, you get to see how you use it in actual labs.
Last year, I had 4 students in the lab, and these kids were phenomenal. And in fact, I hired 3 of them to work during the summer.
It was exciting to get some younger kids in here and just have them, kind of learn the ropes at such an early age. I remember when I was in high school, an opportunity like this was not even remotely offered.
And I am very proud that the students that I train here and then they leave to work, I'm so proud that their skills are sufficient and they can hold their own in a lab. First year of the biotechnology program, we had, I want to say 40 students. And next year, the enrollment in Exploring Careers, all 3 classes, is at 150. We have a wide gamut of students. Their academic background is varied, but their quest for hands-on science, they all love to do hands-on science.
I mean, it's kind of cool because we just learn these things and we're like, oh, this is easy, why would they ever need to use this? And then you get out here and you see how it actually works in the real world and you're kind of like, oh wow, I actually know how to do that.
It's given them the confidence that I can do this, and this is what research is about, and I've done research at this level, and so maybe it's not as intimidating to them.
World, I thought it was going to be foreign when I went there, and it was the same deal going there. It's like, once you do this, and I understand what they're doing, and it's like, this is awesome. I can't wait to get a job in this.
Word is getting out. And I think they like it, and I think they like the challenge. Several of the companies, our business partners, provide speakers, knowledgeable people. They come in and they talk about their career. We are very fortunate to have Thermo Fisher Remmel, which is down the street on 87th, as a business partner. They provide the students with media, auger plates. So we've been able to do some microbiology experiments because of their contribution.
So it was a lot of fun just to have them in here. They were exciting. They really attacked it with a lot of enthusiasm.
I didn't have any idea that it would work both ways. The business partners are learning, the scientists are learning from the students, and of course vice versa.
Aaron contributed so much that he is now a co-author on a paper that's going to be published in Biology of Reproduction. And so I'm very, very proud of him.
The students and the program has far exceeded my expectations of what they could do and how a business partner could help the student. I think that the students they still see this as high school. It still feels like high school. It's just down the hall from the other classes, and I don't think they realize that it's not a normal high school experience. It's very unique.
It's like you're a step ahead of the program once you get to college.
I encourage them to use their network of people to find a job as a research assistant. And a lot of the schools, I'll say every post-secondary institution that we talk to actually hires undergraduates as research assistants. So it gives the students an opportunity to make a little extra cash while they're going to school and learning a lot along the way.
Once these folks get in the door at the high school level, they can essentially have the rest of their education paid for by the company that they're working for. They can go on for their associates, maybe go on for their bachelor's, and the company is paying for it.
Love it, love it. I have so much fun. This is my favorite class by far.
It's definitely beyond high school experience, definitely.
To learn more about our Biotechnology Signature Program, visit our website at www.smsd.org. Click on the Students tab at the top and select Signature Programs from the drop-down menu. Up next, find out why it's easy being green for some cats at Westridge Middle School. There's a green wave sweeping through the Shawnee Mission School District with a focus on doing things in a more earth-friendly way. At Westridge Middle School, a joint committee of students and staff called the Green Cats are busy putting their plans into action.
What we're doing here is just recycling paper and stuff.
It may seem like no big deal, but Dustin and his fellow Green Cats are making a difference with this week-long paper and electronics recycling drive at their school.
Well, I think it's really good for the environment, and I personally enjoy community service, so I have a lot of fun with it, and it seems like most of the other people have fun with it too.
The Green Cats is a joint student-staff club at Westridge, created by Principal Matt Johnson.
It really got started when I was listening to our superintendent speak about how the district overall needs to be more green and needs to focus on reducing the amount of paper we use and the electronics and energy and water and you name it. And I thought, well, if we need to do it as a district, then it needs to start at the schools.
Green Cats holds regular after-school meetings to share ideas and plan future projects.
We've got students, both 7th and 8th graders. We've got teachers, office staff, paraprofessionals, clerical aides. Anybody can be on the committee.
Westridge's efforts to be more green are paying off big time.
It makes us feel really good. I announced the other day to my staff what the statistics were on our paper usage and how it has gone down by 25%, and we had set a goal to go down by 10, maybe 15%, so we really overshot the moon, and so that it made everybody feel very proud.
Not only is Westridge using less paper as a school, their community is recycling more too.
Well, yesterday we had so many people come in, we had to turn people away at the end because we just could not fit it in the bin. Other mornings it hasn't been quite as busy, but we have been getting quite a few different people. There's lots and lots of paper.
The United States has like most of the garbage in the world, so I'm pretty sure we're doing a lot to help with that because we're recycling lots of papers.
Kids are great at reminding us because kids today are very conscious about the earth, the environment, the stuff we do. So they're really the driving force behind it. They enjoy being involved, they enjoy doing this stuff, and they're a great role model for adults. Whereas we spend most of the time teaching them and trying to help them grow, it's in these type of areas that we learn a lot from them.
Both Dustin and Jennifer say they plan to be a part of Green Cats again next year. Students and staff at Apache Elementary are dreaming big. In a couple of years, they'll be moving into a brand new building. When we come back, The Shadow checks out what's there and what's to come.
Hi, my name is Catherine, and I'm a 6th grader at Pawnee Elementary School. If you like adventure stories that read like whitewater rafting trips, then Leap Pike Ridge by N.D. Wilson is the book for you. Thomas Hammond lives with his mother and is upset that she is thinking of getting remarried. He rides a styrofoam block down the river to Leap Pike Ridge, and before he knows it, is sucked beneath the ridge into a world of underground caves, hidden passageways, and water pools. He finds a corpse, befriends a dog, meets a castaway, and stumbles into a treasure hunt beyond his wildest dreams. The only problem is that Thomas isn't the only one looking for the lost treasure. Will he ever find his way out of this underground world and see daylight again? You'll have to read Leap Pike Ridge by N.D. Wilson to find out the answer. I rank this book 4 stars.
Welcome back. 50 years ago, the district invested in a new elementary building called Apache. Now, half a century later, it's time to say goodbye to the old and hello to the new as construction begins on a new Apache. When we stop by to see how the plans are going, Principal Jennifer Griffith and District Architect Chris White started us off by showing us some of the challenges the outdated building creates.
This building was built to hold approximately 400 students, and we are hovering just shy of that currently. Our population fluctuates a little bit every year, but we've been growing slightly. When we say it's built to hold 400, that's meant to be a kind of a maximum number, and so we're sitting right about what is capacity. So, we have our tables, they're close together, and you can see the ceilings are low, and so it's a tight space for student lunchtime. The new facility will have higher ceilings. It's about twice the size of this cafeteria space, so we'll be able to spread out the tables and have a lot of potential to really make it a more pleasant dining environment.
The new Apache is designed for up to 550 students and will offer expanded instructional areas that the old building can't.
Obviously, you can see we have desks and chairs. Wherever we have space, we create an educational environment for our kids.
In the Title I room, Jennifer showed me how 3 certified teachers and several educational aides currently try to make the most of their confined quarters.
You can see we've worked out 3 separate spaces for learning on this side, and they've got people crammed in here. Like I say, a lot of staff work out of this space. On the other side of the room, you can see we try to put up as many barriers as we can to try to create an environment where there's minimal distractions.
But the size of the facility isn't the only issue. Chris says many of its mechanical systems are so outdated that the district can't even get spare parts.
And it's not just the mechanical systems, it's the windows, it's the roof, it's the, the site itself. It just doesn't function well for their operation.
The advantages with the new facility extend outside as well.
Give us the lay of the land here in terms of this is the building situated here, and how's that going to be different with the new building?
Well, once the new building is completed and this building is removed and the site work is all complete, the new facility sits obviously at the far back of the property line. The best thing about that is it keeps all that green space in the front, and it also allows for our circle drive to be really the best possible drive as far as having a great place for parent drop off and pick up. Right now our circle drive, as you can see, is a small circle drive that holds very few cars. It's not ideal for drop off and pick up because we have backup onto the city streets.
Jennifer says the architect's exterior design even managed to preserve a community treasure.
So you can see this row of pin oak trees. They are beautiful trees. Yes. And they will get to remain right where they are.
And then the building will actually be back in that area?
That is where the building will lie, along the far west side of our property.
Back inside Apache's library, I sat down with the design architects to learn more about how the new Apache is benefiting from the district's updated design standards.
We looked at the specifications for the building programs to make sure that we're up to date with current standards for educational purposes. Plus, we looked at the design of the mechanical, electrical, and the architectural systems to incorporate sustainable features into that design. And the intent is that we want to make an effort to use a lower carbon footprint for this building.
That includes state-of-the-art, high-efficiency heating and cooling systems, a white roof that reflects heat, and smart lighting technology, all designed to help cut the building's energy use.
Lighting is a large percentage of the overall energy of this building. And so what we've incorporated into this design is lighting levels, different levels in the classrooms. Those levels are controlled by sensors that sense what's coming through the windows, and the windows are a little bit bigger than we have in some other buildings.
Many of the windows also feature light shelves and sunshades.
You can see that the sunshade doesn't occur at the top of the window, but just a couple feet down. And what it does is it shades the rest of the window from the sun. But when the sun comes in those top windows, it bounces off the light shelf and onto the ceiling in the room, and it kind of helps light the room.
Timers and motion sensors will add to the efficiency.
We have the ability to control lighting in the classrooms automatically, so we reduce the energy in the classrooms here. We haven't done that ever in the past.
I know sometimes the community talks about, and we get a lot of questions in our office about, do you have any LEED certified buildings, and is that something that you plan to pursue? Talk a little bit about that, because I think sometimes people think that stamp means sustainability, and if you don't have that, you don't have any of those features.
That's truly a misperception of what reality is. What we are focusing on is not so much getting a piece of paper. We are doing the pieces and parts that make this building sustainable, has a lower carbon footprint in the whole scheme of things.
So it's fair to say then, just to kind of close out the LEED conversation, that while we're not pursuing that certification, just to have the certification, the philosophies and many of the design components that are included in that are now included in the design for Apache and our design standards in Shawnee Mission moving forward.
That's correct.
The new building will be 2 stories instead of 1, which allows for more usable inside space that actually takes up less overall space on the outside. Architects not only focused on making the new Apache a state-of-the-art learning facility, they also kept its community uses in mind.
So when we've designed this, all the academics are in wings away from and off of the lobby that can be shut down and secured in the evening hours. So we can have access to the public spaces, the toilets, the multipurpose room, the gym, those functions, and we do not have people and that don't belong in the rest of this building here while it's being cleaned at nighttime.
With groundbreaking set for August of 2010, students and staff will face about 2 years of construction on site while they continue to work out of their current facility. But Jennifer says her staff sees it as an opportunity.
It provides some real-life learning opportunities as far as understanding how the things we do in the classroom really do play into what goes on in the community and society and in jobs that some of our kids may have in the future. It's exciting. The design elements are going to be beautiful. I mean, it's going to be a facility that has state-of-the-art technology. It has facility space to meet our needs, and at the same time, it's going to be a really eye-pleasing space, which is great for the community as well as staff and students who are here every day.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Spotlight on Shawnee Mission. Join us again as we continue to feature the programs and people of Shawnee Mission who are helping guide students to success. Thank you for watching.